What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com, covering your Kansas City Chiefs, and we're going to do a little bit of ranting today about the 5-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. All that and more right after this. Ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom, Chiefs fans, fellow venters, welcome back into another video here on the Show Me Football YouTube channel. Before we get into this video, I do kindly want to ask you all to please like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this, and make sure you go ahead and hit that notification bell for future Chiefs content on this channel. But with all that out of the way, I want to make an announcement for you guys at the beginning of this video, because this is going to be a special video. This is actually going to be a bonus video that I'm putting together for you guys on the channel. But one of the main reasons I'm making this is going to be my way of rolling out my new members program here on the Show Me Football YouTube channel. Finally, I have decided to create a members program for you guys, and this is the type of content you're going to get to see if you decide to become a member on this channel. Now, of course, this video is going to be free for everyone watching, but this is the type of content that you're not going to be able to see if you don't become a member going forward. But consider this a bonus. Consider becoming a member, because guys, you're going to get a ton of perks with the membership. You're going to be able to get ad-free videos from me. You're going to get early access to content on this channel. You're going to get members only content like this video, where I just decide to be, a lot more unfiltered, lots of rants. This is going to be a lot of rants. Like I said, unfiltered thoughts, a lot less corporate, a lot less rehearsed, just more laid back, spontaneous, sitting back, talking ball with you guys. And you guys are going to get priority comment response if you decide to become a member each time you comment on my channel. And if you're a member commenting on the members videos, there's going to be a lot more personal one-on-one interaction with me if you decide to become a member. And the best part about the membership offer that I'm rolling out is that I'm only charging $199. I'm not asking for much for you guys. It's really just a way for you guys to say thank you without spending too much money, just a way to show your appreciation for the content I put out. And I give you a little something back for it. I give you the perks of becoming a member. So like I said, only $199. That's going to be rolling out here very soon. Definitely be on the lookout. But like I said, this is going to be a bonus video for you guys. This is going to be kind of my selling point to you guys, this type of video right here. And like I said, the Chiefs are 5-4. It's not a great time right now to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan. We're all down. The Chiefs are heading into a bye week. They got a lot of stuff to figure out. But I want to talk about some of the issues that are currently facing this team and some of the things that I've been harping on for a very long time. And I was scrolling through my Twitter earlier today on the Show Me Football Twitter account when I came across this post from one of my favorite, Chiefs voices to listen to. If you guys have followed this channel for any length of time, I have referenced this person all the time here on this channel. I feel like we align almost perfectly when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs. But Carrington Harrison over at 96.5 The Fan hosts The Drive every day from 2 to 6. Now, someone called him out for his radio segment that he had earlier today, because he was talking about CEH and how he's just not very good and he doesn't understand why the Chiefs are doing this. Well, Carrington decided to respond to this person and said, he's not good. It's indicative of a larger problem. The Chiefs chose comfortable and familiar at running back over productive and explosive. And I could not agree more with that statement. And this is what I have been saying for years. And I feel like more and more people are finally starting to see it. The Kansas City Chiefs, more often than not, will opt for comfortability and familiarity over just a better player. And that is no different with a lot of the players that are on this year's team. A lot of the decision making that the Chiefs have gone with, it reflects that sentiment, that they just cannot learn when to let go of bad football players. But if they've been in the organization for a long time and they offer familiarity, the Chiefs will bring them in and they will call that problem solved, even though it's not. We all know it's not. And this was my biggest issue when the Chiefs brought back Clyde Edwards-Helaire originally on the practice squad after roster cutdowns, because let's remind everyone that the New Orleans Saints, who are notorious for signing former LSU Tigers just to get butts in seats because they have really nothing else interesting to offer most of the time, even they said, yeah, CEH not good enough, we're cutting him. So when that happened, it was kind of, I think, a signal that it was the end for CEH, that he didn't have a spot in the NFL. Well, lo and behold, then the Kansas City Chiefs say, yeah, we'd love to have you back on the practice squad after we cut you last year. A player that's not good to play anywhere else in the NFL, and he's back with the Kansas City Chiefs for some reason. And when they signed him, I said, look, I think this is ridiculous. I think this is a waste of time. This is not what the practice squad is for old washed up veterans that offer no upside to decay and steal an opportunity from a younger player that actually has upside. And I got a lot of pushback. I had a lot of people saying, Josh, this you're being irrationally angry. Like, CEH is the sixth running back. He's never going to play like that. That's the justification that I always get when the Chiefs sign a bad football player that they shouldn't be bringing in, is they'll never play. Well, why would they never play? Why would you bring them in if there's not even a chance of them playing? Then they shouldn't be signing them. Everyone on your 53 and your practice squad should be expected to play NFL snaps if called upon. Now, unfortunately, the Chiefs did give CEH real snaps in a game in 2025, and it did not go very well. And understandably, it was only 2 carries, but one of them was a carry that went for negative yards and it killed the drive. It's like, oh my God, is this the early 2020s Kansas City Chiefs? We're giving Clyde Edwards-Helaire the ball on early downs and he's killing drives with negative runs. Like, what are we doing? It is 2025. CEH being on this team, like C-Dot said, is indicative of a larger problem. Just the absolute refusal to let go of bad football players and not making an upgrade. The Chiefs have let the running back position get so bad that they have given CEH real snaps in the game in 2025. You deserve to lose. Like, once that happened, I was like, I can't even, like, I mean, what do you even say? Like, the Kansas City Chiefs deserve to lose for giving Clyde Edwards-Helaire real snaps by using him as the answer to the running back position in 2025. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic, and it needs to stop. And the same could be said for Derek Nottie. The same could be said for a Mike Pennell. The same could be said for Mecole Hardman. The past couple times the Kansas City Chiefs brought him back, like, these are players that, if it were not for the Kansas City Chiefs, would not be on an NFL roster. And there's a lot of players on this team that, either wouldn't be starting or just simply wouldn't be on another NFL team. For a team that's seriously trying to contend for a Super Bowl. And that decision-making process, that just opting for comfortability and familiarity, it is killing the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, something else I wanted to talk about in this video, my guy Adam Best from Arrowhead Addict brought this up, but highlights the Chiefs 2025 free agent class, headlined by Jalen Moore, Christian Fulton, and Elijah Mitchell. Had a brutal day. It's already crazy when you look back on it, how the Kansas City Chiefs handed out a bunch of money to Jalen Moore, who did not have a great game versus the Buffalo Bills. And I still like the depth that he brings, but making $15 million per year, that's a little rich for a guy that doesn't play in most of the games. Christian Fulton, they gave him a 2-year, $20 million deal. He's yet to see the field in a meaningful game. And Elijah Mitchell, who's been nothing more than a healthy scratch in every single game. And once again, Clyde Edwards-Helaire got to play over him for some reason. I would have rather had Elijah Mitchell in there than Clyde Edwards-Helaire, if I'm being honest. But the point that I wanted to make stemming from this is that when your free agency is this bad and you don't really solve any of your needs with your free agent class, and then you spend a first-round pick on Josh Simmons, like, this is the part that I'm throwing in myself. You spend a first-round pick on Josh Simmons, who's been absent for a month. Now, the good news is he's back in the facility today, but you've missed him while he's been gone. You had a first-round pick that went AWOL. Your second-round pick, Omar Norman-Lott, tore his ACL and is out for the year. So when you combine all of this together, the free agent class, your top 2 picks in the NFL draft, Jalen Royals, who's now become a healthy scratch. He was a relatively high draft pick. Ashton Gelati, he's been okay, but has really played more so because of injury than anything. That hurts when you're trying to go for a Super Bowl, when you're trying to have this revenge tour season where you're supposed to go scorched earth on the rest of the NFL because you're so pissed off about what happened in the Super Bowl last year. That's hard to do when you have a free agency class as bad as the Chiefs have had and a draft that is as questionable right now as the Kansas City Chiefs have had. And to be fair, to be clear, I'm not waving the white flag on the Chiefs 2025 draft class or anything like that. I still think there's a lot of talent. I think there's guys that are going to get better with time, but the Chiefs needed more impact than they're getting right now with those draft picks and, of course, with those free agent signings. And now the question is, what are the Kansas City Chiefs going to do about it in the season to fix some of these problems? And like I talked about with the frustration with the opting for comfortability and familiarity, it's killing the Chiefs because they stood pat at running back. They made some investments on the defensive line, but they largely brought back the same group that already wasn't great last year. And those are the two biggest question marks I had for this team heading into the season. And so far through 9 weeks, they've proved to be the team's biggest issues. Not having an explosive running back that is a threat to the defense. They can't get defenses out of too high. The Buffalo Bills, they dropped all their guys back in coverage. They rushed forward all game. The Chiefs didn't know how to respond to it. They can't get pressure on the opposing team's quarterbacks. That's been the biggest reason for most of these losses so far. And that's not going to change unless the Chiefs make a change. And we have the trade deadline that's tomorrow. And the Chiefs are yet to make a move. And there was already a few moves made today by other teams. And it's really pissing me off how the Chiefs are not getting in on this. And Jalen Phillips is a guy that I've been super high on, that I've wanted the Chiefs to go out and get, because he's the type of guy that they need. That would be a good complement to George Karlaftis, that is able to create quick pressure. Well, guess what? Everyone's favorite GM, Howie Roseman, went out and got Jalen Phillips today. Ate Brett Veach's lunch by sending the Miami Dolphins a 3rd-round pick for Jalen Phillips. And as soon as I saw that this morning, I was absolutely pissed off, because that is the exact type of move that Veach needs to make, that you knew deep down he probably wouldn't make, but guess who's making it? Howie Roseman. And I get tons of crap because I'm constantly comparing Brett Veach to Howie Roseman and saying, like, this is what our GM needs to be, that we need an aggressive GM like this that is willing to capitalize on a Super Bowl window when he has, some high-end talent that he knows can get the team to the Super Bowl, but you need the complementary pieces to get over the hump. Brett Veach hasn't seemed to recognize this with the Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs. This is the type of move, like I said, they need to be in on this type of thing. And to see the Eagles go and get him, it pains me. Like, the Eagles are always making the moves that I want the Kansas City Chiefs to make, and I know you guys feel the same way. Jalen Phillips would have been awesome on the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know people are going to say 3rd-round pick, that's really rich. And here's the thing with the 3rd-round pick. And Breece Hall, the running back, who's another player that I would like to see the Chiefs maybe try to get at the trade deadline. That one's probably more so unrealistic at this point, but the reported asking price for him is a 3rd-round pick. And when you hear the 3rd-round pick being thrown around, I see a lot of Chiefs fans that say, that's too rich. We can't give up a 3rd-round pick. Why not? Why not? Because let me ask you something. Is Breece Hall being on the Kansas City Chiefs worth more than adding another Ashton Gelati or Wanye Morris on this team in the NFL draft? If the answer to that question is yes, then who gives a shit about the 3rd-round pick? I'm seriously, I don't care about the 3rd-round pick. You have a Super Bowl opportunity in front of you. You have a wide open AFC. You have a roster that's mostly there, but needs to fix a couple Achilles heels, right? And that frustrates the hell out of me, that it doesn't appear that Brett Veach is going to be aggressive in trying to fix those needs. Jalen Phillips, again, would have been perfect. I don't care about giving up a 3rd-round pick. The Eagles are only paying him $500,000 for the rest of the year. Like, that is, the Chiefs could have done that. Like, I know the Chiefs don't have a ton of cap space. That's the other holdup. The Eagles are only paying Jalen Phillips $500,000 for the rest of the year. I would have done that, and I wouldn't have thought twice about it. Same thing for Breece Hall. Like, if that's a move that is on the table for the Chiefs, that they can do that, they can add an explosive running back that takes this offense to another level. And it's funny because I said right after the Commanders game, hey, man, the offense looks great, but there's going to be a game at some point where the passing game isn't there. And you're going to need an elite running back, or a good running back, maybe not elite, but a good running back, an explosive running back. That's the term I always use. You're going to need an explosive running back to carry some of the load on offense, take the pressure off Mahomes in the passing game, when it's not working. And it only took 1 week. It happened against the Buffalo Bills. An explosive running back would have helped him out in a game like that. So as far as the trades go, man, like the trades are out there to be made. The question is whether or not Brett Veach is going to make them. Draymond Jones is another guy that I would have loved for Kansas City to bring in. And I thought he would have been cheap, and you could have pulled that off, especially with Mike Borgonzi being in the Titans front office now. Like, there's a relationship there. And of course, the Baltimore Ravens, the 2-5 Baltimore Ravens were able to go and make a trade to fix one of their weaknesses. And they got Draymond Jones from the Tennessee Titans, who has 4.5 sacks in the last 4 games. I mean, can the Chiefs get a guy like that? Can we get a guy that's able to get 4.5 sacks in 4 games and a 4-game stretch? Like, we don't have that right now. Like, say what you want about Draymond Jones. He's a huge upgrade over what the Chiefs have. He has versatility. He can play inside and out. That is a move I would have made. The Ravens only gave up a 5th-round draft pick. What are we doing? I want to see some moves made. If there are no moves made by this time tomorrow night, I'm going to come back on here and I'm going to flame Brett Veach, and I might make that one a members-only video. So there's your reason now to go ahead and get that membership, because you're not going to want to miss that if that ends up being the case. But no, I mean, I think that's really my feeling heading into the trade deadline and the issues that I see with this team, things that have to change. There's something. I know the Chiefs have been really stubborn, stuck in their ways a lot of the time. They're going to have to swallow their pride a little bit and make some changes, or else this is going to be yet another lost season with Patrick Mahomes at the helm. You only get so many years of him. You need to maximize the opportunity. I don't care about a 3rd, 4th, 5th-round draft pick when you have pressing issues that are holding this team back from winning right now. Like I said, most of the roster is there, but you got to fix the Achilles heel. You just have to. Other teams are doing it. Chiefs need to do it if they really have Super Bowl aspirations. So those are my thoughts. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this type of content, this type of video. Definitely curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this. Let me know what you think of this type of content. If this is something you want to see more on this channel, definitely let me know down in the comments below. But with all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. Make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com for more. And last but not least, follow the Twitter at ShowMeFB. That's all I got for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. And as always, go Chiefs.